Welcome to another episode of the Black Guy with Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Monday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Official weapon of the show is
the folded chair. The folded chair.
And the unofficial sport,
Bullet ball.
and bullet ball extreme.
Think about that show. Like, did that shit change too?
Don't forget, live show September the 9th, 3 p.m. It's a Saturday. It's in the afternoon. It's in downtown Charlotte. There's going to be a comedy festival. There's going to be a beer garden. There's going to be all kinds of fun things to do. I suggest you get there a little bit early to kick it. And we're going to be starting at 3 o'clock, and we're going to be having a good time, and we love to see you there. And if we can't see your beautiful faces there, we'd love for you to get virtual tickets and watch us online. And we'll make sure everybody gets a copy of the video afterwards so they can watch it at their own leisure. So feel free to do that stuff. We appreciate y'all. It's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I think I got some good stuff that people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. And I want you to be in the house to see it. All right. It's time to do some talking. That's what we do here. Time to get into the show. There's lots of things going on in the news. I don't even know where to start first. It's going to be a shorter show because I got something planned to do. Mm-hmm. If you're listening live, I'm going to be on Keith and the Girls game show, Silent Trailers. Now, Silent Trailers is dope. Okay, it's a fun show. If you're a movie buff, it's an even funner show. Mm-hmm. If you don't know anything about movies and celebrities at all, it's an even funner show.
Yes.
What it is, Hemda of Keith and the Girl, she's the host, and she watches movie trailers that we can't see, the contestants. I'm a contestant, and I'm playing against Keith Malley, the co-host of Keith and the Girl. And I have a selection of teammates that are celebrities and comedians from all over the place, and I'm on their team, and we're trying to guess what trailer is Hemda watching. Now you might think, well, that's easy, Rod. She'll just say, oh, it's airplanes and Tom Cruise is in it. Yeah, except she doesn't know who Tom Cruise is.
Nope.
Okay. She says, hey, there's letters falling down like water, and you don't know if that's the Matrix. You don't know if that's the opening logo for the Disney thing. You don't know. And we guess, and we have such a good time. Everyone's funny. And I really hope y'all watch it. If you're on Twitter, I tweeted out the link to it and said, yo, be there. It's at 8 p.m. tonight. So that's why this show's going to be a bit short, because, I want to get out in enough time to make sure that I'm there on time and do my mic check and all that stuff.
Right.
So y'all know the full thing. But check out Silent Trailers. I believe they show it live on YouTube and stuff, and you can participate in the chat room. And if you can't participate in the chat room, they'll do it on Zoom, and you can participate in the chat room. It's all fun, good stuff, and I really think you should be there. All right. Now, let's get into segments for this show. Where should we start? Let's start with LGBTQ news. We love to see it.
Let me see what you want to be. You better move your body. You better move your feet. And I want to groove. Show me what's cool. Riding, Karen, baby. LGBTQ news. We're trying to take it down, but we still around. We lit. I try to still shine, but we on the rise. We lit. But you can't do what you got to do. We lit. Like guys who tip. LGBTQ news.
Woo! All right, let's get into it. LGBTQ news. It's never really good, but sometimes it's not bad. Okay, that's the slogan for LGBTQ news. Never good, sometimes not bad. I love this article. No regrets. Top surgery patients report 100% satisfaction. A new study from the University of Michigan found that regret for gender-affirming surgery was 0 out of 100. Now, why I think that's important. A lot of right-wing people use the sensationalism around the idea of gender-affirming surgeries as like this thing that is either forced upon young people who don't want to have it, or people think they want to have it and then immediately regret it. And then and even if it's a small insignificant number, they make it seem like whatever that number is enough reason for us as a society to allow 0 people to transition or to have gender affirming surgery. It would be, to me, it essentially would be the same as a woman who says, I actually regret having my breast reduction surgery. I actually, now that I think about it, I liked having them big old titties or whatever. And we would go, well, okay, that's like a small percentage of women who say that. Most women say they appreciate it.
Happy,
yeah, most of them are very happy by it. And it would be like us taking that one woman and being like, well, no one should be able to get breast reduction surgery. I'm sorry, this one woman didn't appreciate it. Well, in this case, it's even more astonishing, the results. It's a medical journal, JAMA Surgery is the medical journal, and they indicated that in this study, a published study, that the rate of regret was 0 out of 100. That's even with a margin, that's unbelievable. Authors identified 235 patients who had undergone a mastectomy at the university's gender affirming surgical unit, the country's oldest continually operating facility for gender surgery at an academic institution. These are the surgeries they did from 1990 to 2020. A total of 139 patients responded to the survey. The median satisfaction respondent rate amongst the respondents was 5 out of 5. There's been an increased legislative interest in regulating gender affirming surgery, in part due to concern about decisional regret. The authors wrote in their introduction to the research results, we aim to measure long-term satisfaction with decision and decisional regret, because think about it, some of these people got this in 1990. This is 30 years later, and they're going, no regrets. Right. 5 out of 5 would do again.
Yeah, right. It's something that I wanted. And there are cis-het women who also have this same surgery. So that's what I'm talking about. They're attacking this group of people, but it affects other groups who are like, dog, I'm doing this same surgery for a completely different reason. Trying to strip their choice strips my choice away also.
Yep. And keep in mind, if some sort of legislation was passed against gender affirming surgery, I don't put it past Republicans to push it until and no one can get it.
Right.
Because oftentimes it's just like the don't say gay thing. They start in one area and then you look around and now you're a white Republican woman and you can't get alimony in Florida. And it's like, how did that happen? Because they started pushing one area and you thought, well, I don't like them people. And then next thing you know, it's your area.
Right. And then you're complaining because I've known, like, over the years, known older people who have had this surgery, be it they had breast cancer, be it they had, something go wrong, or they might have been like, you know what, how sometimes people do those tests and they have to show like you have a higher probability of getting this, that, and the other. And some women just opt to be like, you know what, fuck it, I could do without the titties if the titties gonna kill me. And they should have the right to do that, just as somebody who wants to have that same surgery for gender affirming care. In my mind, the surgery is the surgery, and it don't matter who or why it's done.
Yeah, and of course it's just top surgery, so it's not a study on the like genitalia. But you also find this with cishet women that get the same thing. Like, you don't find, like, people want them to regret it because we all feel we deserve to be sexually attracted to somebody, or that they should owe us their bodies and how we ogle them. And you always hear like that very like cis heteronormative patriarchal whatever like version of like, but you had titties and I like looking at titties. You sure you okay without me gawking at your titties? Is like, the motherfucker, I have to live with these. This is not my every thought isn't about whether or not you're gonna want to fuck me, stranger or person that I'm not attracted to or whatever.
Right.
So I think it's I just love that this study is out there to counter some of the bullshit. And it's an actual study, not an anecdotal. We found one person that didn't like it, and then we're gonna write as if it's a whole lot of people. Let's see. After conservatives did a boycott on Target, the company, Stephen Miller, conservative right-wing asshole, his group sues over losses, meaning that the people who target, sorry, I couldn't think of a better word.
Oh, right, yeah.
The people,
Yeah,
just trying to, this article's fucking my head up, but the people who focused on Target for their like ridicule and their, we're going to boycott you and don't support it and take down these pride displays, right? So when they did that, it caused the stock price to fall almost 20%.
For Target?
Yes.
Okay.
The investors at the center of America First Legal's lawsuit is Brian Craig, who is described as a Florida resident who spent around $50,000 for his $216.45 shares of Target stock in April 2022. A year later, the value of his holdings had fallen to $34,000, meaning it was worth $50, now it's worth $34. And then it dropped to under $30,000 by June 14th because of the Target stuff. The lawsuit argues that the retailer's sudden loss in market capitalization is a direct, predictable result of management's calculated decisions to promote sexualized material to children. These false and misleading statements about prior promotion cause Target's shareholders to unknowingly support Target's board and management in their misuse of investor funds to service divisive political and social goals, and ultimately lose billions, reads the lawsuit. Craig's attorneys may have a hard time proving that Target's investor losses were actually caused by the pride backlash, but Target stock price was on the decline before that, before it was sucked into this culture war. But yeah, it's still, the thing to me is, so you're trying to say our successful boycott caused the loss of stock, but I want the money that I lost from targeting you.
It don't work like that. Throw this bullshit out. Fuck you. It's your people. Look at your people. Because like you say, it sounded like it was on a decline, which a lot of people's stocks kind of go up and down. That's the purpose of stocks. It's a risk. Anytime you...
Here's the real story here. They don't really care about this part of it. What they're trying to do is use the corporate levers to make companies stop choosing progressive causes.
Yes.
To promote. What they're trying to say is, we will attack you in the wallet with your losses, and then try to punish you in recouping our losses by saying, well, if you would have never said it was okay for kids to be gay, if you would have never said it's okay for trans people to have a bathing suit and clothing options, if you never would have said that, we wouldn't have acted how we acted, and you wouldn't have lost that money. So the message is not to Target, it's to the next corporation to say, we need to drop all of this stuff because we'll be targeted next, and this fear tactic will be done to us.
Yes, stop it right now. Stop it.
Right.
Throw that bullshit out and be like, no, you can't. This is a public actually a private organization, but a public company who has the right to sell whatever the fuck they want to. If you want to invest your money, you got to invest in all our shit.
Yeah.
Stop it right now! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous! Get out of here! We are adults, and this is ridiculous. Cut the crap!
Right. Why don't you go over there and invest your money in the KKK line if that's the problem? Why? Because you don't make the same money that you do from Target. Kiss my ass.
America First Legal, which bills itself as a conservative movement's long-awaited answer to the ACLU. Get the fuck out of here. They always name their shit the opposite of what it is anyway, but yeah, fuck them. Republicans are using trans kids to try to trick people into voting against abortion. It hasn't been successful yet. They've tried it in a couple of states and it failed. But support for abortion access remains high among both Democrats and Republican voters. And as such, Republicans have resorted to trying to trick people into voting for anti-abortion measures. They're using anti-trans fear-mongering to do it. In several states, Republicans have tried to convince voters that ballot measures seeking to restrict reproductive rights will also protect youth from Democrats, who they say are trying to force children into gender transitions. Fear mongering. This is Reddit. This is information silo shit.
Yeah, they keep saying that shit, and people, if you use any form of critical thinking, you would go, that's not true. Like your brain would process it and be like, Why isn't this on the news? Why isn't this like the top? Like what you're saying is not a true statement.
It's the same reason, people on our side believe like certain, like I saw an article today that finally some actual journalists did some work, and it was about Biden's going to visit Maui, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, that whole no comment fiasco thing started by Republicans. They were like, yeah, well, it turns out behind the scenes, Biden was ready and wanted to go visit Maui right away, but he asked the people who actually are politicians there, when is it okay for me to come, because I'm bringing Air Force One and all these people,
right?
And I understand that
I want to be sensitive.
It's not only is it insensitive, but there's resources that are diverted to a presidential travel like thing that y'all may be using for a bunch of other efforts. Mm-hmm. There's over 800 people still missing, which, I mean, it's been a week. That's not good.
No.
So I think he's coming maybe today or soon, mm-hmm. but that's after they gave him the clear, which makes sense, because when the fuck has Joe Biden ever been the guy who's like, man, fuck them people? That's not his thing. But the point being, I know people who are liberal, progressive, Democrat, whatever, who have been shitting on Joe Biden on Twitter because confirmation bias, you want to believe that. What I'm saying is, the same way that this does not make sense to us that anyone would force a sexual transition onto a child, it's because we aren't in that confirmation bias information cycle.
Agreed.
If I was in a confirmation information bias cycle, whatever you want to call it, if I was a Pizzagate motherfucker, if I was a QAnon motherfucker, if I was a, Lil Boosie said this, well, that person absolutely believes it with no proof. And so that person would be like, okay, I'm more likely to vote for this thing that has nothing to do with trans kids.
Right.
I'm going to vote for it, though, because I want to believe that this is happening and I'm the hero that's going to stop it by voting. Oh, what happened? I just voted so people can't have the right to an abortion. Whoops. I'm shocked that and maybe it's happening, we just aren't in those silos. I'm shocked that you haven't seen Republicans attack Planned Parenthood by saying that's where kids are getting transitional gender affirming care. I'm shocked that it might be happening and I just am not aware of it. But the way that they made it sound like Planned Parenthood was abortions are us.
Right, which is not true.
Yeah, it's not true. But the way they made it sound like that, and then demagogue Planned Parenthood, I'm surprised they haven't tried to make it. And also, all this stuff for trans people is happening there.
Right, and people on the left try to act like you crazy when we go, no, y'all just as a lunatic as the QAnon people, like the people that's to the far left. Y'all all sound fucking insane.
Everyone's subject to confirmation bias. All of us. There's things that you hear it sound like something you already believe, and your mind goes in the autopilot. You don't want to go check. You don't want to read. You don't want to verify. Mm-hmm. And especially now with the internet and social media, it's a lot easier because we're not reading past headlines. We're trusting people to be good sources and to curate themselves, but they have no oversight, no editors, no journalistic integrity, no checks and balances. So we're just out here, and then we're just believing shit. And we like to point it out when it's someone that's not on our side, but we're just as susceptible to it happening. I don't think it's equal. I don't think it's the same impact in that, like, a Democrat person not liking Joe Biden doesn't bother me nearly as much, because I'm like, they're still going to vote for him because they're not fucking, unless they're a fucking idiot, they're going to vote for him.
Agreed.
But it does bother me, the real world impacts of lies. Like, kids are dressing up as furries and using litter boxes in the bathroom. And you're like, there's a section of our world, of our people who vote and hold jobs and shit and raise children. And they think this is true, and they're stupid enough to say it out loud.
Yes.
Catholic school tells trans kids to act like their biological sex. This is what religion has always wanted and done to people. Mm-hmm. Like I've always said this thing about, it's people, like, on its face, it sounds like you're agreeing with the Republicans and the conservatives, and I'm not. But there's truth in the idea that, well, if kids are told that it's okay for people to be gay, if they see two same-sex people kissing, if they see a trans person living their lives and enjoying it, they're gonna be influenced by that, and it's gonna make them be gay or make them be trans. And of course, the making part is the part that is bullshit.
Right.
But absolutely seeing someone get to be the person you are inside and want to be. Oh, nigga, that absolutely, yes. Yes. It's like the first time I watched stand up and heard Richard Pryor say nigga, and I said, I'm gonna be saying that a lot. Like, I was a kid.
I like that word.
I was a kid and I just knew. I said, that's my word from here on out. No one's taking that from me.
Ever.
And he didn't make me say, he didn't force it down my throat, but I said, I've been feeling something in my spirit that needs to be free. And that's what that word was to me. And I think what people are trying to do is put everyone back in their boxes, because society via social media, it's becoming too free to these people. It's scary to them.
Yes.
that a kid can go on TikTok and watch a person be trans, watch them transition, watch them live their life, watch them be a full 3-dimensional person in their face, watch them, their peaks and their valleys, their joys, their loves, and all this stuff. And the church is like, we know you're gay, we know you're trans. We didn't have words for it, but we're denying you the freedom of that. And we just want you to conform. So dress a certain way, talk a certain way, use this bathroom, do everything we tell you to do. We don't care if you want to be, if inside you're gay, we don't care, as long as you're having 2.5 kids, living in a picket fence in a cishet marriage, and not having sex with gay people. Like, as long as you're not acting on it, we will accept putting you in a box. And I think that's why you see them trying to like push this again, like Ron DeSantis and this culture war. It has made it so that people are like, go back in your box, LGBTQ people, go back. We're tired of this shit.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, the policy affects more than 5,000 students in 21 schools in the city 45 miles west of Boston. You also have to use the pronouns assigned at birth. And dress and conduct yourself consistent with their biological sex. Keep in mind also, what the fuck do that mean? What is consistent with your biological sex? There's, even in the cis het world, right? Mm-hmm. There's a range of how masculinity is portrayed. There's a range of how femininity is portrayed.
Yes, for some people, that's fluid.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What is it? Can I play sports? Which sports can I play?
Right.
Can I listen to certain music? What how do I have to cut my hair? What is the haircut consistent with a biological male sex? What does that mean? Is Kurt Cobain gay? Like, what is, because his hair was long? What does that mean? It's fucking stupid.
Yes, sir.
Lake Arrowhead store owner allegedly gunned down over pride flag. Authorities are investigating after the store owner was allegedly shot and killed for hanging a pride flag outside her shop in Lake Arrowhead on Friday night. San Bernardino County deputies responded to a shooting at Magpie Clothing Store around 5 p.m. in Cedar Glen. Arriving deputies found victim Laura Ann Carlton, 66, suffering from a gunshot wound. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect, who was not identified, fled the area on foot. I guess they didn't catch him. Or maybe they've caught him by now. I don't know. During an area search, deputies eventually spotted this. Okay, they found a suspect armed with a handgun. While confronting the suspect, a lethal force encounter occurred and the suspect was killed. Okay. No further details were released about the encounter. While investigating, detectives learned the suspect made several disparaging remarks about the rainbow flag that stood outside the store before shooting her. No deputies were injured during the shooting. Blah, blah, blah. She was, I believe, a mother of like 9.
Wow.
Yeah, she was just an ally. Like, she wasn't gay. She's just a supportive person that wanted to let the world know, hey, this store, we okay with LGBTQ people.
Yeah, and when me and your mama had went into that Golden Cow,
yeah,
I just happened to be looking around, because normally I don't really look around. Like, I look around, but not really like that. I look around and they had one up, but I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, in my mind, I thought this is a good thing. You know, I didn't think about going in there and fucking it up and gunning people down and shit like that. And so, you know, and a lot of times when people do that, it is for people coming in and out, and maybe even for their employees. Like, it's one of those things where they want people to know, hey, dog, like, this is a safe space, and you don't have to worry about getting accosted in here.
I think about this sometimes, and it feels so fucking silly and light and stupid, but it's actually kind of serious. And in no way am I saying like I feel like I'm in the danger that a person that is LGBTQ is in society for being, openly gay or trans or whatever. But what I mean is this: even when I wear like my rainbow socks or my, like I'll play basketball and I got these like rainbow socks that go above the calf and stuff, and sometimes people like, will make like a comment about them. Most of the time, harmless comments, nothing like homophobic or anything. But sometimes a motherfucker will get mad that I'm wearing rainbow socks. Like what that's supposed to mean and shit.
I might just like rainbows, and
yeah, no, I'm wearing them because I'm like, yeah, LGBTQ people. I love them. There's nothing wrong with that. What are y'all talking about?
Correct.
And so shirts I have that have slogans on them and things like that. And I always feel silly because like I'll buy a shirt and I'm like, who really gives a fuck if I'm wearing a shirt that's like got a pride flag on it or whatever? Right. I'm just doing it to be supportive. I'm just doing it to show people like, hey, I got you. What's up? And also just, rainbows are cool.
I ditto.
Yeah. But I've never, and when we frequent places that are like, openly like diverse and inclusive, whether it be a restaurant, whether it be, a store, or part of town, I never really think about too much how like, yeah, I guess we're putting skin in the game because these fucking psychos out here, that could be the day they decide I'm blowing up the fucking incense store because we know they're a beacon of inclusivity in a conservative state, and I'm going to be the person to fuck it up. Oh, you in the Target Pride section because there's so many guns in America and unchecked aggression, and because we've empowered these people by voting for them in these culture wars and shit. These nutbags have jobs and have guns and shit, and you're on the front line. You did pick a side. Having that podcast that is like, hey, we love gay people, we love LGBTQ people, we're gonna be inclusive, we're gonna talk about these issues, we're gonna be on what we believe to be the side of right. Yeah, you are putting it on the line in a way that it feels at once trite, like it shouldn't. Like I don't feel like I'm a hero. I don't feel like this woman should be considered a hero for putting up a flag. I'm sure she didn't think to herself, I'm putting this up here and I might get killed for it. But to some extent, yeah, we are, in that you don't want to be, but I don't know. In some ways, it's like you are putting that out there. Like I picked a side, and who fucking knows what these nutbags gonna do?
Yeah, that's true. And it's one of the things where, like you said, I don't even really think about it or guess about it because I just like rainbows. So, I wear them out and stuff like that. I don't ever really think that somebody might see it. Then all of a sudden I'm in an altercation that I didn't plan on being on.
I'm not even on the front. I never walk around thinking like Rainbow Sock Day. Who wants to smoke? Like, but I guess to some extent I should at least consider that it might go down. Like part of that is because I think a lot of bigotry and stuff is like ridiculous and stupid. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just something about the fact that this woman just wanted to be supportive. It came from a nice, good place, and then someone's gonna kill her because family values so much, or what? You took the mother of 9 from this family,
right? And then you end up getting killed by the police yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we let too many people out. Ultimately it's more really about a gun story, but you know.
Agreed.
Lastly, parents aggravated by a new anti-trans law that require approval of all nicknames. Parents in Indiana are already annoyed by the state's new anti-trans law that requires parental approval for all nicknames that kids might go by in school. One Indiana parent called it a stunning waste of time.
Right, because kids get caught all types of shit. You know what I mean? Like nicknames and stuff. What are we talking about here?
You let these motherfuckers slide. You let them win office. They don't have actual policies.
No, they do not.
They don't have anything they want to do with their time in office that is like tangible to like the economy, tangible to like improving the state. They all run on cultural grievance issues on the most conservative wrong side of it. They whip people up into a fury. They fucking get into office because you just hate black people too much to vote Democrat or whatever, Mexicans or gay people. You just couldn't bring yourself to it. And now you in a state where you gotta fucking fill out paperwork so they can call Anthony Jr. AJ at school without having to send him home and make you take some anti-trans training because your dumb ass didn't give a fuck enough to go and vote against this bullshit.
Right.
That's how I see it. It feels pretty fucking, and I'm glad this petty shit. I hope it wakes some of these motherfuckers up. It's probably not because it's a little just annoying instead of like really inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope little shit like this and this what do you call it? This culture war shit. I don't know how it's not galvanizing people more. I mean, I know how y'all hate the people that are represented by Democrats so much in some kind of way, whichever it is, racism, xenophobia, whatever.
Right.
But the point being, I would be so fucking annoyed the first time I had to fill out every version of my kid's nickname.
You know how many names I go by?
I would
depending on who you are.
Even if I was Republican, I'd be like, this ain't what the fuck y'all was talking about. Y'all weren't talking about this when you were running. Like, this the law you agreed to? This the shit that passed the state senate and the house? Like, what are y'all doing up there? Y'all ain't got nothing about taxes?
Nope.
Y'all ain't fixing no roads?
They are not. If it's taxes, they're going to drop them. But guess what? The bills are still due. So when they drop them taxes, they're going to hike up taxes somewhere else to compensate for the billions of dollars they lost from dropping the taxes.
The only good thing about this is I want to see in the black schools what the paperwork look like. Because I know it's going to be Man, Junebug, Peanut.
That thing going to be like, you know how the resume people, they're going to be like, insert another page here. That's how that shit going to be.
Deuce. It's going to be a lot of, twin. It's always a twin. Gonna be a lot of hood nicknames.
Yes, Junebug.
Yeah, I said that when you were asleep. All right.
Are you trying to say something?
I'm not saying anything. I think I'll say what I said. All right, let's get to another segment. I don't even know what. Let me see. What kind of normal news is happening?
Whatever. We can do it tomorrow.
What?
I was about to say, you want to talk about Sid, Mike Lawrence, and them?
Mike Lawrence came to town.
Mm-hmm.
He hit me up. Was like, "Hey, I'm coming to town. Are y'all around?" And I said, "Yeah, we here." And he said, "Cool." And he, obviously I'm super busy today, but Mike Lawrence, people loved him when he was on our show recently.
Mm-hmm.
He's opening for Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson seems like he's trying to work out an hour to do like a special maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got us some free tickets. Let me tell you something, because I've always wondered this. Who are the Pete Davidson fans?
I don't know. I've always wondered too.
Close your eyes. What do you picture if I say Pete Davidson fan? Like, I could think, like, if you say close your eyes, what's a Beyonce fan? No, it is in my head. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's a Dave Chappelle fan? Close my eyes, I can see it. Who is a Pete Davidson fan? I think partially because I'm older. I'm not in the in the cultural zeitgeist like that with all the stuff, and it seems like the kids love Pete Davidson, but it was 21 and up, so it wasn't the kids in the show,
Mm-hmm.
But man, they brought together it was a lot of white people.
Yes, it was.
It was a very white room, but like the white people that go out and do stuff, not the white people that stay in the house.
Right.
People were like dressed up, but it was like dressed up in the like for lack of a better term, hookers. It was what your grandma might call a hooker. But not, it was, very much like,
them things was thangin'.
Boo smushed together,
thigh-high boots.
Yeah. The little black dress type white people, what I'm talking about. So like a fun crowd, but still like a pretty white crowd. And Mike comes out and probably does like 20 minutes or so, and he killed it. He's so funny.
He's hilarious.
He's talking about stuff on stage that we talked about on the podcast. And he's just making it funny, you know, talking about autism, talking about adopting a black child, talking about you know, low sperm count, all kinds of stuff, man, and just making it so funny. It was we didn't get to like hang out. We went to the early show. They had another show at 9. You know, obviously we had to work and do all this shit all day.
Right.
But man, we had a good time.
We had a great time, and it was my first time seeing Pete Davidson live.
Same.
And he's actually really, really funny. Like, and so it was really enjoyable, and you could tell everybody else stuff was, you can tell it was more streamlined, if that makes sense. Like, these are things they worked out and things like that, and you could tell he was going through his thought process. So it was really fun just looking at him go through his thought process and seeing what lands and what didn't land and things like that. And so for me, that was an experience. And this is my first time going to a show where I had to lock my phone and watch away. I've never been to a show like that before, and so that was cool. They was
he was working out material, and it's just in this world with the way social media and the internet is, I do not blame him. I'd make people put their phones away too, because you take a joke that he's still working on, still trying to figure out, that might be a bit edgy. That's what comedy is a lot of times. People have to reel you in. The audience, if it's really working well, the audience kind of reels you in for it, where they're like, okay, I don't have a version of this joke that can make people laugh yet. You know, that's a shitty joke. I'll figure out how to either make it better or I'll cut the joke. And so he was working that stuff out, and I thought he was good. I've never seen him do stand-up like that before. He said it's been 5 years.
Yes.
So I didn't know what his stand-up was even like, to be honest.
Same.
And I know he's a guy who gets a lot of hate because, you know, it's that, to me, it's generational, where there's a generation of comedian that just is like, put on a suit, go out there and be Chris Rock. You know, every comedian should be some version of, you know, the old school type of comic, and he has a different type of styling than that.
Right.
But this was the most traditional version of him just sitting, trying to do stand-up jokes and work the material out. And I like watching the process of someone working something out. And if you aren't into that, obviously you got 3 opening comedians that are gonna do their bits and their stuff that they've worked out and seasoned for the most part. So yeah, I prefer, like, I've never been to a work it out show like that.
No.
And he was very transparent about working out. Like, it wasn't a like, I think he did his closing joke, but like he still did like another 20 minutes, 30 minutes after the closing joke, but the closing joke killed, and he was like, okay, man, yeah, I love that joke. That's my favorite joke. It's supposed to be my closer, but I just couldn't wait to try it out tonight.
I just want to go ahead and get it out
because I was so hyped about it.
Yeah, so you were seeing the way his mind was ticking. So he was just letting you know, hey, y'all, I'm working.
And it was I'm not burning any of his material, but it was a good, like, my favorite type of joke, the grown into laughter joke. And I was like, that's a great closer, because, you know, I think you can go into a crowd and just serve up raw meat and they'll eat it up, to, especially like if it's among political stuff. But yeah, I love the jokes. I love the stuff he was working out. I love being part of that process, and him pulling out this notebook and being like, you know, okay, oh wait, I was supposed to tag that other joke. Okay, that's for the next show. I'm gonna use this tag for the next one. So yeah, it was a cool experience, and I appreciate Mike for even thinking of us. And look, I don't know, Pete Davidson is a dude that I feel like is super famous and must have fans, but I don't know the people who claim him. But it's kind of that thing where, like, either everyone's a fan and no one's saying it, or people that are saying it, I just have never been around them. But that shit was full.
Yes, that bitch was sold out.
Both of his shows were sold out, and them tickets was not cheap.
No, sir.
Okay, they filled up the Fillmore twice, and
yes, they did.
Yeah, shout out to him. Motherfucker he doing well for himself. So he gonna take that SNL fame and all that stuff into something.
I Do not blame him. That and we got to see Chris from Insanity Check, which was really fun to hang and kick it with him Saturday. It was fun seeing Chris. I hadn't seen Chris in a hot minute.
Yeah, we had lunch with him and his new boo, and she's from here, so we talked a little bit about Charlotte, and then we just did what all people that have been internet friends for a very long time do whenever they meet up in real life, which is talk about these crazy motherfuckers on the internet that we can't talk about on the internet because they crazy. So then we got to have our like, hey, you remember what about this person? And we check notes, and so that
like
was
old black people. We was loud and laughing and drinking and just having a ball.
I wouldn't say we were loud.
I
wouldn't say we were loud. We were very well behaved. We weren't disruptive in the space, everybody, but we had a good time. We had a good time. I don't know why Karen tried to turn it into a Def Comedy Jam situation. It wasn't. It was a nice restaurant with us talking like normal people talk. White people talk at that volume as well, people. It was fine.
It was fine.
But we had a good time, and I'm glad. It was just good to see him, man. And I think in a world where I am very quick to be like, the internet, these motherfuckers, I think what it is you get grandfathered in. Yes. I got a few like homies from back in the day that I still kick it with, because thank God for us, we were all, at least as far as the word I would use is authentic, but we were all just kind of really being who we are.
Yes.
And we weren't putting on characters and airs to like get social media clout. And it just so happened that the people that were like that, I still fuck with them to this day.
Yes, sir.
And any of them, like sit down and have a conversation with them was never weird or awkward or whatever. Is just kicking it, and it's dope to be able to do that. And so yeah, it's been a while since we saw Chris, but man, what a great time, and I love reminiscing and catching up.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now can do the move on with the show, or you got some more surprises over there, buddy?
Yes, you can. I just want to talk about our weekend.
Okay, it's your show too. I'm just don't be mad. Don't be acting like I'm tripping for asking before moving on.
But like anything else you want to say?
Don't try to turn my politeness into some passive aggressive bullshit.
No, I thank you for derailing the show, and also this was funny, and I don't know why I do this, and maybe this is just a me thing. Sometimes it was a video game that I played, and they took the video game off of Game Pass, and I didn't know it. So I went and I bought the game that I told. I said, well, baby, I bought the game. And Roger looked at me like, you got your own money. What are you telling me that for? I said, I just want you to know. He always look at me like, why are you telling me this? Like
it's
it
not
don't
like
even
I'm
matter.
looking. I'm paying the credit card bills. I'm paying the whatever bill. I've never stopped you and been like, Karen, what is this? You bought a game on PlayStation?
All right, it's just that I have it. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But I just tell him anyway. He been
You
looking
can
at
stop.
me like,
You can
why?
stop. I don't care, and it don't matter. You can stop. I've never monitored or wanted to monitor these little penny like
I know it was
$12.95. What the fuck? Oh my God, what you peggle 2? What is peggle 2? Why you got the peggle up in here? Like,
yeah,
please.
peggle 2.
It just makes me feel, sometimes you do it, I know you don't mean to, and I know it comes from like childhood trauma stuff.
Yes.
But it makes me feel like I'm some type of secretly abusive asshole.
And you're not.
That you feel like you need to tell me these things to get clearance, because I'm like, I'm not. You're grown. There's never been a time.
Like, we got money. You got your own money too, right?
Please stop apologizing for shit that I don't care about. It's just, you're making it seem like I'm like, you think I secretly am sitting around like, God damn, motherfucker, always going around here playing video games and
I know
shit.
You could care less.
It was supposed to be my time. I want to spend all the money in the relationship on me and my stuff. Anyway, now moving on.
We can. I just had to get that out of the way.
People do exciting to the barbecue. We might be problematic. We're a little bit stiff. It's so really harsh on our fragile big cities. White people do.
All right, let's do some white people news.
Okay.
Liven this shit up. the CDC has had to advise people against, and the missing word is white, against kissing, cuddling pet turtles due to salmonella outbreak.
Pet turtles.
Pet turtles have been the leading cause of a recent salmonella outbreak, according to the CDC. 11 states. 11. Come on. I understand Florida. We always get Florida away. It's 10 other states that don't know to not be tongue kissing turtles.
Why's y'all kissing the turtles?
Did y'all see TMNT and got confused? Y'all thought it was that good? Yeah, so 26 people have been infected, 2 of which are in Ohio. The main cause for this is the illegal sale of turtles with shells less than 4 inches. According to the CDC, the turtles were federally banned after causing many illnesses. However, people will still sell them online at stores, flea markets, and roadside stands. This doesn't mean all other turtles are safe, though. Pet turtles of any size had a capability to carry salmonella germs, even if they appear to be healthy and clean, the CDC says. The germs can easily spread throughout the turtle's environment. This is why the CDC shared tips on how to prevent getting salmonella. Wash your hands thoroughly after touching or feeding your pet turtle or touching this enclosure. Do not kiss or cuddle your pet turtle. Also, do not eat or drink around it. Make sure to keep the turtle out of areas that you eat or drink in. Have designated cleaning supplies for your pet turtle. If you use sinks or tubs to clean the turtle or its accessories, make sure to disinfect the area thoroughly.
No shit. It's a goddamn turtle.
Yes. How? What are you doing?
It's
Them crackers.
So confused.
Rihanna and A$AP Rocky have reportedly welcomed their second baby.
Oh, she had a baby. Oh, that's so precious.
Yeah, they're parents for the second time to a son. The baby reportedly entered the world August 3rd in Los Angeles. Not much is known about the actual labor or location of the delivery. However, as with their first child, Rhea and Rocky have yet to reveal the name of their youngest child. However, TMZ has learned that his name, in fact, starts with an R, which follows the theme of their first son being named RZA after the Wu-Tang icon.
Oh.
So, but yeah, shout out to them. And what a way to keep it a secret. Britney is got a lot of news going on. She seems to be getting a divorce.
Did she just get married?
She did just get married. It's super weird because with the internet, people think they're supporting her by supporting every decision she makes, even though we know she has some mental health issues, even though we know she was in a conservatorship for a long time it wasn't all illegitimate, but at the same time, the people that seem to be in charge seem, to be abusing it. And she wanted out of it. So I get that. I just know that I don't know enough about the inner workings of her family and her mental health to be out here just acting like, hashtag free Britney. It's Britney, bitch. And I think it's weird to see people applaud every fucking thing she does.
Right.
Because it feels fake to me. They don't do that with anyone. Even people that don't have mental health issues, they don't do that with anyone. And it feels a little bit like a circus or a circus act or something where you're applauding it for entertainment and consuming this person who has real issues and real life problems.
Right.
But it's all just content to you. Ha ha ha. Isn't it funny? Isn't it cute? Not really. Anyway, so this all sounds bad to a certain extent in that the good news is seems there's an NDA and that he won't be getting a lot of money out of it, which people funny, Kevin Federline, people were worried about this dude just coming in to find some way to get to some money and it's not really love and all this stuff. They've only been married a year. And I do think dude sounds fucking weird. There's this next part is rumor stuff. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be verified or not.
Right.
The rumor is she cheated on him, according to him. And then he threatened through the press, once again, rumors, reportedly, not whatever, right? To release extraordinarily embarrassing Britney Spears info if the prenup is not renegotiated, because the prenup is basically so airtight to give him nothing,
right?
That he's like, well, then essentially I'm gonna blackmail you, publicly embarrass you, you know, like kind of almost like the Lizzo lawsuit where like I'm just gonna put out the worst interpretation of everything. I'm sure there's got to be videos and all kinds of stuff of shit that she's been going through over there privately that would make her look bad in this social media thing. And I'm not sure that this social media that she clearly is attuned to and pays a lot of attention to her comments and stuff.
Yes.
I'm not sure that these motherfuckers wouldn't turn on her.
Right. Yes, they would.
I'm not sure.
The same people that was cheering for her, not really understand. Half of them niggas didn't know what a conservatorship was until her ass showed up. And now you know, so you don't know why she was underneath it, what the regulations, you don't know any of those things. And then, you know, when she comes out doing these things, you know, you have people calling because she hadn't been online for 24 hours. Folks calling the police, having them show up at her house and bullshit. Yeah, y'all don't care. She's a form of entertainment to consume.
So hopefully it's not true. Hopefully it's all just speculation and there's not going to be blackmail or whatever the fuck people are saying in the press, but you just never know. And her life always seems to be kind of in some sort of turmoil over there. And it just feels weird how much people are just consuming it. But then at the same time, we're human. We're not going to not see it. She does things to get attention. Mm-hmm. And everything she does gets attention. She went and got like some fast food during the middle, during all this at Dave's Hot Chicken. The paparazzi was outside taking pictures of her like she ain't got no bra. It's like, what? Lord. Like, she must be down bad, y'all. She ain't got no bra going to get some chicken. Lord. But then today she posted a video, I think it was on her Instagram, mm-hmm. Where she got her leg licked by some dude on camera, and I don't know what that's about.
She all over the place.
Yeah, someone's gonna tell me that this happens all the time. Every pop star does this, and I'm just like, I don't think so. And I'm not trying to shame her or anything. I just think it's weird that we can't be like, we don't know what's going on with Britney, and good luck.
No, we don't. But people fail to realize that prior to all this, you never really heard anything from her, and there may have been a reason.
It's because of that conservatorship. It's because of that conservatorship, though.
Right.
Like she wasn't allowed to have access to her social media and stuff. But yeah, main thing to me is just, I know that the way social media works, people don't really care about her. They just want to act like they care. But the second she does some out of pocket shit, the world's gonna come crumbling down. This is the video of him licking her leg.
Start at the boot, bro.
And you hear the camera person instructing him to start at the boot. So I don't know. I don't know what this is even supposed to be giving us.
Have no idea.
And and like when you go, I don't know. What we're supposed to be getting, because when you read like her posts and stuff, I don't know, that they just don't read necessarily coherently in a way that,
right,
like there's a reason. Like, I just want to show y'all this. It's just like, I'm doing shit, I'm twirling again, Mm-hmm. Plies already tried to holler at her because he's been making funny, I guess, comments on her videos, sharing them on Twitter and talking about how she wears her underwear and stuff. It just all feels, I don't know how to say it. It feels gross
and weird. Feels very weird and strange.
Feels gross.
And it feels like something's not right. You don't know what it is, but you go, the behavior is abnormal, and people that act like this shit is normal because they just want to consume. Yeah, it's
like a celebrity, like you're rooting for a stock or something. Mm-hmm. Coco Austin slammed for posing with her legs open in the latest bikini snap. What a poor, disgusting example she is for her child. Coco is the wife of Ice-T.
So you a mom?
You a mom.
We talking about that Coco.
Yeah.
Child, if y'all don't get out of here.
Right.
Child, that is her jam.
That's how she got the child.
Right?
Okay.
She's like, bitch, you gonna get this, and I don't blame her.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that work done. Bitch, you gonna see my body too.
Yeah, she was being slammed by fans for posting a snap of herself on Instagram with her legs open.
Looking like that's that squat Lil' Kim did.
It's also Instagram, like, that's what people do on the gram.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's literally everything except the areola and the vagina and the clitoris, and it's fine. Like, don't follow her then. What were you following Coco for?
Right. Why was you following her?
When has she ever given you anything but this?
Chat. That's why when I pieced it together, I was like, child, what did they think they was gonna get?
Honestly, I go on her Instagram and I get mad at her when she take pictures that's with fully clothed and her kids.
Bro, you like
I'm like, you supposed to be an IG model. Why don't you fucking grow up?
This is not why I'm over here.
I didn't come here to watch you take your kid to a fucking recital. That's not, I don't care if you proud of her report card. You better get them titties out. I know that much.
Yeah, we all not following for the same reasons.
Yeah. What you talking about? You knew what this was, Coco.
Right.
And now you trying to shame me, make me look bad like it's my fault. But
Yeah,
everybody on your page want the same thing. We all being here for the same reason.
What I'm talking
What
about?
you like, bro?
Yeah.
I like fat ass white girls, the thick time,
Ooh,
the
yeah.
curvy types.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, yo, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
How dare you? Okay.
Acting surprised and shit.
Right. How dare you come out here trying to be a mom?
Right? Get out of here.
Everybody, like, you a mom. You a hoe. That's take your clothes off. What you doing?
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
These people got it backwards.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, what
And
a
I'm here
poor,
for it.
what a poor disgusting example she is for a child. Where's the backside of that pose? Now, see, that dude gets it.
Right?
Bubba Bear 1313
Understands the
with the
assignment.
with the Mr. Met avatar. That motherfucker is a true fan. I think you have your daughter's top on, says some dude, which is weirdly, grossly pedophilic in a weird. I don't think that comment wasn't hitting the way you went for that one to hit, buddy. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's wild. To be a married woman with these pictures just don't sit right to me, says Miss T. Lewis, who, okay, well then don't get off her page.
Get off her page. Y'all come to her page.
Old ass geezer. That's what you looking at. 44. She look good for 44.
Yeah,
Come on.
yes.
Coco is a mind your business all-star.
Oh, she's a living legend. What you talking about?
Ain't never dipped her foot in not racial anything on the wrong side, not once. She just be like, listen,
She's like, y'all gonna get this body.
people here to look at my ass. My husband is outspoken, and I'm just here to let y'all know that that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And for no reason at all, you back to looking like ass. I'm not sure how you got a husband. Most men do not want a white man to sexualize their wife. Okay. Well, maybe Ice T's not most men. You ain't got to worry about them problems, probably.
Child, cause they ain't these women ain't looking your way.
When did you get your tits done again? They're too big. They don't look good. Take the implants out. Damn, boy, y'all some haters. Why do y'all follow these women? What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with you?
Right.
You niggas is crazy. It don't make no sense.
Right.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
It don't make no sense. I know why I came and I know the assignment. If anything associated with her, I go, oh, that's why I came.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else happened. Kevin Costner, supposedly, allegedly, behind the scenes, blah, blah, wants to humiliate his wife, make her life a living hell amid the divorce. He wants revenge on his estranged wife, Christine Baumgartner. A source described as a close friend of Costner's ex claimed to the Daily Mail. This isn't about the house. It's about making Christine's life a living hell for actually going through with the divorce. The former handbag designer, 49, who shares 3 children with the 68-year-old Oscar winner, must vacate the mansion by the end of the month after the judge reinforced the premarital agreement they both signed in 2004. I will say this, and I don't know how it works. I've never been divorced. I hope I never have to.
Same.
I don't understand how you go into these prenups. You know the prenup is the prenup. But then, like, at some point, you just be like, the house is mine. Like, what?
Mm-mm.
You knew the house wasn't going to get to be yours if y'all didn't work it out. Just
right.
Wow. Like, maybe I just don't know. Like, maybe there's some type of way that sometimes people do get the house for doing that shit. But it just seemed like a get the fuck out. Okay. You know?
That was part of the agreement.
Like, I don't know, and normally the NDA, I mean the prenups and NDAs and shit are all violated by like infidelity normally, unless you find a person willing to sign something that says even with infidelity, but a lot of times people don't.
Right.
And normally when that happens, the person can go back and renegotiate and be like, I want the house. You cheated on me. That was in the prenup. You can't do that. If you do, I get to rip this shit up and get half, right?
Right.
You think that would be in the article if that was the case, where he cheated and she's like, fuck that, I want the house. So maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah,
but
who knows why they might be splitting up? Might be something that she did. Who knows? And,
yeah, could
and
be.
he wanted to honor it. He's like, nope, this is what it said. So no, you don't get shit.
Yeah, so I don't know if he thinks she cheated on him or something. They have irreconcilable differences.
It's something that happened, right?
Yeah, and then of course the person in the article is throwing the kids up in his face like he's not thinking about how traumatic this will be for the kids.
Child, the kids might be better off with them not being together. I don't know why people think stay together for the kids is a good thing. Them kids know y'all like each other and don't get along and ain't fucking. Don't be bothering them kids.
Kevin Costner got a lot of money too because apparently the agreement is to give his wife $30,000 a month to rent a new property, in addition to $10,000 for moving costs. And her people said that amount isn't sufficient. So
Bitch,
I'm not, listen, I don't have rich people problems and I don't know what it costs. So let me just say that. Maybe she living in $1 million a month mansion and a $30,000 a month mansion is a downgrade. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I didn't know Kevin Costner had it like that.
He probably making residuals off all. He's been
Yellowstone,
around for a
bunch of
long
shit,
time, right? He consistently is in something, So it's one of those things where, he's making, and that is a $30,000 a month, bitch. That's a lot of money.
$130,000 per month to support the 3 children they have, 16, 14, and 13-year-olds, along with $200,000 in attorney's fees, $100,000 in forensic costs, which I don't know what that means. The pair will, however, be required to pay 50% of their children's healthcare expenses, sports, and extracurricular activities. The ruling came after she requested $250,000 a month in child support, which he said, I can't afford because my job situation is unstable and I'm changing it right now.
Right, and ain't nobody working.
So he also has 3 adult children that I guess not with her, with his ex-wife.
That would make sense. Yeah, he's old enough. That would make sense.
Anyway, man, good luck to them, man. I hate to see the whites.
All.
Hate to see the whites get acrimonious like that. You hate to see it. It's like the whites, they don't want to have drama. Jack Black displays his eclectic style on a walk with his son Sammy in Los Angeles.
Oh,
peaches, peaches, peaches. Jack Black.
Yes.
He's 53. His son is 17. Jack Black put on his eccentric style on display while on a recent outing with his son. The versatile actor 53 was spotted running errands in the Los Feliz neighborhood wearing a purple tie-dye shirt and a multi-hued space kitty graphic. The Super Mario Brothers star sported a bushy salt and pepper beard and dark brim sun hat and shades. He also wore shorts with a red and yellow black flame pattern, blue tie-dye socks, and hiking boots. Look like his kid got what's that, Avatar shirt?
That's what it looked like.
Sammy was dressed casually in a charcoal gray t-shirt. He wore loose-fitting brown corduroy pants and black sneakers. Jack shares Sammy with his brother Tommy 14, with his wife Tanya. I don't even know what that means. Oh, he shares Sammy and his brother with his wife Tanya Hayden 51. Okay. Jack Black seemed like a super cool dude. I don't know if he is because we don't ever really know any of these motherfuckers. But man, it would be shocking to find out he was not a super cool dude, because like he just seemed like if I was rich and famous, I want to have a Jack Black ass life. Just I'm never dressing up for you motherfuckers unless it's to make a statement. Like when he put on his, like I loved his tuxedo that had the back of it as King Koopa.
Yeah.
At the Mario premiere, he takes all the fun acting gigs and jobs. I don't know, he's married to a woman that's the same age as him, basically. You don't never see him in no shit. He does music. You never catch him like having like some bunch of tweets he need to delete. So I don't know. I hope that dude's as cool as he seems. Seems like a real cool dude. Yeah, he got to be in Star Wars or Lizzo. Like he living the life. He living his best life, it seems.
Right?
All right. That's it for him. Let's see what else. Do one more white people news. Oh, actually, you know what? No. I got shit to do. I forgot to tell y'all I got shit to do. Well, let's go to guess the race.
Okay.
And then we'll get out of here.
No problem.
So boom.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, guess the race time. Go around the globe. You know what it is. Guess the race of the people involved in these articles. Karen plays, the chat room plays, and they are racist. All right, let's start with the first one. Woman put Raid in her boyfriend's drink.
I think you would taste something like that.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, maybe he was being a pest.
Yeah, he was just being a bugaboo.
So after an evening out drinking, a Florida woman allegedly served a nightcap spiked with Raid bug killer to her boyfriend. According to the arrest, the affidavit, Veronica Klein, 29, contacted the victim early this morning to say she was coming home from drinking at the bar and wanted him to serve her an alcoholic beverage so they could drink together. Klein and the 24-year-old victim are parents to a 1-year-old girl. And she has at least one older child with a different man. Well, y'all didn't have to throw that in the article. That's petty. After Klein arrived at the residence, the victim told Cox he consumed about 2 drinks, then began feeling sick. After falling ill, the man recalled that she admitted to adding Raid roach spray to his last 2 beverages. Recalled? What? How'd that work? Maybe, did you think she was joking? He threw up for 30 minutes before he was able to dial 911 for assistance. He became extremely ill, could not speak without vomiting. When questioned by deputies, then he was transported to EMS to a local hospital for treatment for Raid poisoning. The victim gave police an audio recording of Klein reportedly admitting to spiking his drinks with Raid. So wait, she told you had the wherewithal to record it. Then you drank it?
He must have drank it. Why?
2 drinks?
After he was sick.
What? No.
This was
the drinks made him sick.
Yes, but I thought you said he drank the drinks, he got sick, and he recorded during that period of time.
You think? Okay, so because I don't know the timing for sure. You think he got sick and then recorded her, and she was admitting to it,
right? I think.
Well, here's the thing, Karen. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but he said he recalled her telling him that. I just want to make sure that I got this right. After falling ill, the man recalled that she admitted to adding Raid roach spray to his last 2 beverages. Oh, I see, Karen. My bad.
Okay, because my mind.
You think he didn't really specify, but you think he got sick, was like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" And she's like, "I put Raid in the last 2 drinks."
And he was like, "Say that again, boop!" While he puking at the same time.
The police probe determined that she did in fact intentionally introduce chemical compound into the victim's drinks with the intent to kill and injure him. She's being held in the county jail on a felony count. She has prior convictions, 2 of which involved the improper exhibition of a weapon. In both instances, the weapon was a knife. Karen, guess the race.
Oh no,
Miss Veronica Klein.
Veronica was black.
Karen's going with black for Veronica. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe her race was. Okay. Turtle kissing white. Turtle kisser is a great slur. White Raid, white people news. Casey Anthony White, Rice Roach Raider, Rice Roach Raider. What is that supposed to be? I'm not even gonna guess what that's supposed to be. I need you to tell me what race that is, because I feel like I'm incriminating myself if I guess. I'm gonna go with white hijinks, white raid, white raid. They said raid, but this sounds like black flag. Married the roach man from MIB and white. Okay, so Karen, you said black.
Mm-hmm.
You got it wrong. I like how Karen took it like when a gymnast loses to another gymnast that gets better scores. You have to see it on video. It's very like that was a 10 out of 10. They stuck the landing.
Yes, because my thing is, and the reason why I went black is because you made an emphasis to say she was a baby mama. Like, y'all was like, okay,
they did. That was petty.
Yeah, I was like, y'all doing little things to make me think that this actually might be a black woman.
I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just like your reaction to it. I think, I think you're adorable. I'm never gonna stop thinking
I was like, they got me with that one. Fooled me.
Fooled me once. Many of you got it right that she was white. I'm not saying I don't want to blame the victim, but she's giving me Morticia vibes. I'm saying you should have saw it coming. Okay, she got a real put raid in your drink look to her.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one. Suspect faces charges related to forgery lab inside of a strip hotel room. 5-time convicted felon is facing new charges after discovery of a forgery lab in a strip hotel with card printers, blank checks, stolen credit cards, and other materials allegedly used to manufacture financial instruments.
Goddamn, I'm surprised they set the room on fire, all these equipments. And when you said the strip, you're talking about that's the one that's the motel with the door open up to the outside. No, thank you.
No, I think what they're saying is it's a hotel on the strip in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Michael Was, W-A-S, so maybe it's Michael Was. I don't know. Michael Was, 44, was arrested August 11th at the Mandalay Bay after hotel security notified the police department about finding what appeared to be a financial forgery lab and illegal drugs inside 2 adjoined rooms in the Delano, Las Vegas. Oh, maybe that's the name of the hotel.
Or the room. Yeah, because the Mandalay. No,
I thought Mandalay Bay was the hotel, but
yeah, and that you might be naming the suite.
Like okay,
the other style of the room.
Okay, no problem. Here's the thing: they come and clean your room,
mm-hmm.
so they gonna see you got.
They gonna see all this equipment.
They gonna see you got the Mission Impossible kit set up in there,
right? They gonna see you printing out faces and shit.
They gonna see you and Ving Rhames in that motherfucker.
Right.
Hotel security officers were alerted that the day that when the credit card on file to reserve the rooms did not match his identity. When they entered the room, they saw card printers, dozens of IDs and credit cards, and the names of other people, pills, syringes, and some methamphetamine, and a partridge in a pantry.
Damn.
While security waited for police to arrive, Waz showed up carrying a laptop bag and complained that he was locked out of his room. Based on the evidence of alleged fraudulent activity, they detained him. According to police, hotel security confiscated a firearm the man carried. And inside the laptop bag, they found a fake Nevada driver's license, Nevada and Florida license belonging to others, other people's credit cards, bank checks in the name of him and others, a notebook listing personal identifying information of various people, an electronic credit card reader, and 2 counterfeit post office keys.
Damn, he had the whole ring by himself, didn't he?
I know. Ethan, how are we going to do this?
Yes.
When detectives from the Department of Financial Crime section got there,
we got to meet Ethan.
One of the recognized was
that's my jam. I talking about a dream life, bitch. That's a dream life. Just come up just be a smooth 15 minutes and get paid a few millions and then go away to Tom Cruise decide to cut another movie. Yes.
One of them recognized was from other related criminal cases the detective had worked on. He has prior felony convictions in Nevada in 2008 for burglary, in 2016 for establishing and possessing a financial forgery lab, forgery of a credit card or debit card, theft and forgery, according to police. So they did a search warrant. And one of the rooms, they located another person's California driver's license, prescription medicine for him, a W-2G IRS form, tax form for reporting gambling winnings, and several hypodermic needles. In the second room, they found forgery lab materials, including an embosser, 2 printers, blank check stock, checks in other people's names, several passports in other people's names, 12 forged or counterfeit credit cards, magnetic ink, paper cutters, card laminated sheets, and an ID card printer. How do you even get all that up to the room?
I have no idea how he snuck all that bullshit in the rooms.
Who told on him?
Somebody did. He pissed somebody off.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, the way that sound like everywhere he go, he take all that bullshit with him.
Yeah, like something happened with this dude where he fucking I feel like someone snitched. Someone got that. He's like, I'm not doing it for less than 20,000. I said, okay, bitch, I got your 20,000. You won't be doing no more forgeries tonight.
Right, up for a very long time.
All right, Karen, guess the race of Mr. What is it? Michael Waz.
Oh, child, 100% white.
All right, let's check the chat room. Frank Abagnale, catch me if you can, white. In today's class of Please Arrest Me 101, white. So 2 white so far. Carrie says Florida man goes to Vegas, white. Mission Impossible, Ethan, white. Doing a lot, but couldn't put the sign on the doorknob, white nonsense. Yeah. Do not disturb. Agent, what if that's how the crime would the search warrant didn't cover that. He got the do not disturb on. We gotta wait till he flip the sign around. Asian guy in the crime mob, white. He was white. That's some white nonsense. Spies like was not white. The correct answer is white. Who one you said Asian? That's him there. He looked like a Breaking Bad ass nigga, like a criminal, just a super criminal,
right?
But he also looked like the dude you go to get that motherfucking forgery though. He like, he'll get that shit done, don't he?
What?
All right, time for bonus round. Karen is 1-1.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
A 24-year-old Lancaster man is charged after allegedly stealing a number of items, including 3 cakes from Weis Markets on Millersville Pike. Police say 24-year-old Daquai Anthony Jackson picked up 3 cakes from the bakery counter on May 28th.
Okay.
Jackson also picked up several other items, including canned goods, a small package of cupcakes, and a box of chips.
Okay.
Must have been on them edibles. I can relate.
Bought everything.
I think I got that last night. Jackson then allegedly went through self-checkout and only scanned the box of chips and cupcakes, which totaled $12.99. But according to police, he failed to scan the remaining items, which included the 3 cakes, which totaled $90.40. Police say a witness told him that the person who ordered the cake was the same person in the photos printed onto the cakes.
So he had a cake of himself.
3 cakes of himself with his face on it.
You got to pay for them.
That he then chose to pick up but not scan, and that he didn't pay for them online. So he stole the cakes with his own face on it. Mm-hmm. This is his 3rd offense.
Is this you?
Right.
Lily, no. I was just like, no, it's not Twitter. Is this really you?
You fit the description of what's on the cake.
But like, this is the same photo ID you took at the DMV. Like, right. This you.
When they asked the people at the store to pick you out of the lineup, it's gonna be pretty easy.
They're gonna that's the dude from the cake.
Right.
Fuck is this?
I'll never forget that face. I made 3 of them that day.
Right now, I never forget it.
A warrant has been issued for his arrest, and it's his 3rd offense for retail theft. So I guess he got away, which I don't know how.
I don't know how.
They must have caught him by now. This is an old story.
Right. 3 cakes with your face on it.
Well, guess the race of Mr. Daquay Anthony Jackson.
Black.
Karen's going with black. All right.
Anything else, I would be shocked and or surprised.
All right. Cass always said face card never decline. Definitely declined. When he walked through the bakery door, it chimed, niggas, black, says Emil.
Oh, no.
Guessing those cakes are also chocolate. Supplying his own birthday party at the cookout, black. Used the cake for his mugshot, black. New meaning to blackface colored man. Black niggaplicity plus. Damn, I'm embarrassed, black. Dumbass nigga, chocolate thief, black. Didn't someone say Quay earlier in the show? Black. Black as Michael Jackson used to be.
Oh.
They should never gave them news money. The correct answer is, everyone said the same thing, black. Now, I don't know. The other thing about him is if you see him, his face is so distinctive. He looks like a Simpsons character, the way.
Now, baby, you don't even look generic. You know how some people, they look generic. They look like all the white people in the photo with the cat and the dog and the family. You be like, I couldn't. No, baby, your face is like, oh, we know. And you did 3 pictures of your face like that. They gonna know who you are.
You got a distinctive face, even if you didn't steal the cakes.
Mm-mm.
Like they would have been able to pick you out of lineup just because you came in the store that day.
Yes.
So the cakes is just, well, you know what? Just icing on the cake.
That's good. That's real good. But yeah, you couldn't help it. Like for that one,
I didn't even mean to say it. It just kept coming out. I guess you can say this crime takes the cake. All right.
Guess what? He thought his crime was gonna be a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. All right, let's go to the last thing. This is getting super silly. Let's do some sword ratchetness. All right, sword ratchetness, go around the globe, find different articles, the ones that are about people with swords, and we spread awareness about the danger we're all living in. A jury in Connecticut on Friday found a man who decapitated his roommate with a samurai sword in 2020 guilty of murder. Jerry Thompson, 45, was convicted in the death of Victor King. Evidence showed that Thompson and King were roommates, and the victim was trying to get the suspect evicted for not paying rent. Sounds reasonable to me. I know y'all hate landlords, but ain't no nigga gonna be living in my apartment rent free with swords and shit. King called Hartford police twice over several hours saying Thompson was threatening him with a sword. Later that morning, surveillance video showed Thompson drive up to the home and walk up with a long object in his hand. About 20 minutes later, video showed Thompson walking out wearing the same different clothes. King's family and friends became worried when he wasn't responding to their texts and calls the next day. They urged the police to enter the home for a welfare check. When officers went inside, they found his body in the kitchen under blankets with 2 serious injuries to his neck that resulted in decapitation. Now, what's scary to me is that the police didn't take this seriously. He called you twice and told you a man is threatening to kill me with a sword. Y'all didn't come out? Y'all didn't try to find this man? Y'all gonna wait till he killed me to be like, oh, damn, I guess he was for real. What?
Right.
If it was a gun, you would have came out there.
Yes, you would have.
Investigators found a samurai-style sword in a river about 10 miles north of the crime scene. But he thought he had one with that. Like, oh, I'm gonna throw it in the river. Mm-mm. According to the Hartford Courant, King was one of the top bridge players in the country and won a national championship in 2016. He worked at Travelers Insurance for more than 20 years before retiring in 2018. His death left the family stunned. It's pretty brutal, King's cousin Jim Banks told The Current at the time. I can't imagine him doing anything that would provoke someone that just wasn't his personality.
Right. This dude over here, the king of bridges, that got the whole bridge people feelings hurt.
Well, bridge is the game, right? The card game. So, yeah. And he threw the sword in the river. So I guess he thought it was water under the bridge. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back later on in the week. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to get your live show tickets. Please get your live show tickets.
Virtual and in person. We would love to see y'all.
We love when we get that email in the morning and just a couple more tickets got sold.
Every day.
And we know that y'all are coming and we're gearing up and we're looking forward to the 9th. People leaving messages.
We got stuff planned.
Can't wait. So make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all come through for us. And like I said, it's the best way to help out the show. It's also just going to be a good ass fucking time. And last thing, I said it on our feedback show, but also this show. Brandon Lewis was the person that opened for Kevin in Charlotte for the Ball Brothers tour.
He was hilarious.
Brandon Lewis was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And that's it. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later. Until next time. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everyone. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.